Hi everyone, this is Miri, your friend on a quest for health and longevity. You already know prevention is better than cure. But have you ever felt that your annual body checks just give you numbers and charts without really helping you to prevent future diseases or optimize your health to slow down aging? In this video, I'll introduce you to a longevity specialist and give you an up-close look at the longevity test I've taken. Watch to find out why your regular checkups might not be enough.
Welcome back to the Life Hacker Miri channel. So you know I'm turning 47 this year. Can you see? So for my birthday coming up in September, I'm going to give myself a big birthday gift. No, it's not an Hermes or Chanel bag. I'm going to give myself a thorough longevity checkup with professional longevity doctor who has so many years of experience. And today we welcome Dr. Hisham.
Come in. I'm very bad with acting. Hey Miriam.
Thank
Hi.
you.
Thank you for having me on your channel. Yep. I think there's a lot of misconception out there of what longevity is. A lot of people think of it as, trying to live forever. I do have patients who come in and say, look, doctor, I want to live till 100 or 120 or I want to live forever. To me, longevity is more than just trying to live till 100. If you live till 100 but you're not healthy, then what's the point, right? So it's about extending your health span. So what's health span? Health span is the number of years you live without being ill, right? So for example, in Singapore, the average lifespan is about 84 years old, but 10 years of that is in ill health. So your total lifespan is 84, but your health span is only 74. Now, what if we can make it your health span to be 80 or 82? And with that, you can then hopefully increase your lifespan as well. The thing about traditional health screening is that they're trying to look for signs of early disease. We don't want that. We want to prevent early disease.
Yes.
So we have to look at biomarkers that actually signals, the potential, the risk for early disease, not show you that you have early disease.
Right.
Because that's too late already.
Yes.
Right?
I have some signs of early disease, so I hope it's not too late. I hope I can reverse it with your help.
Hopefully, But the first thing I think, is to do biomarkers to see what is going on inside the body itself. So biomarkers are actually samples from the body that allow you to see the function of organs and state of the body itself. Two things that we focus on in longevity are basically cardiac health, then metabolic condition, right? So what are the things that we'll be looking at? So the traditional way of looking at cardiac health, right? Is actually looking at, in terms of biomarkers, is looking at cholesterol, right? Yes, we'll be doing your total cholesterol, your LDL cholesterol, which is considered the bad cholesterol, and then your HDL cholesterol, which is supposed to be the good cholesterol, right? And your triglycerides. But we'll go beyond that. So we'll be looking at cardiac enzymes such as creatinine kinase, right? So we'll be looking at other things like ApoA, apolipoprotein A1, apolipoprotein B, which is more specific rather than LDL cholesterol. We'll also look at HS troponin I, and highly sensitive CRP. So these are things which may be covered in a traditional health screening, but or may not be. Now, the other thing that I'm going to add on is something called lipoprotein A. Lipoprotein A is a biomarker, that looks at your risk of cardiac disease. If you have an increased lipoprotein A, LPA, you are at risk of developing cardiac disease, and you can take steps to prevent that from happening. Now, in terms of metabolic condition, as I mentioned, fasting glucose. Yes, we'll do that. HbA1c, so how much sugar is coated around your red cells. We'll do that, right? But we'll add on insulin. insulin, fasting insulin. You're fasted, right, today?
Yes.
Okay, right,
Yes,
great.
and I'm actually also using a continuous glucose monitor.
Oh, fantastic.
So it will be like a good collaboration.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll correlate that together with the results when they're ready in about a week's time. Now, what else do I look for? I look for homocysteine. Homocysteine is actually a protein that is a breakdown of certain proteins. Okay, and if they accumulate in the body or higher in the body, then it's been shown that you have a higher risk for chronic disease. Okay.
What kinds of chronic disease are you talking about?
So it's diabetes, it's basically cardiac disease as well. So those two. So they're all interlinked, right? If you think about, sugar and then cholesterol and then, high blood pressure and everything else. So they're all interrelated. But homocysteine is actually one of the better ways or earlier ways to look at your risk. Okay.
Right.
There's other things that we also add on, things like hormones, right? So cortisol is what we're looking at.
Yes.
Okay. We'll also look at testosterone. Okay. I know that, a lot of people think, Miriam's a lady, all right? Okay. Why you test that? Everybody
has
testosterone. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And we'll look at that. Hormones play an important part in our metabolism. So we'll look at that, right? Okay. So we'll also look at prolactin, estradiol, sex hormone binding globulin, and then we'll look at the traditional hormones such as thyroxine.
Yes.
Okay, so thyroid gland and things like that. Okay, we'll look at some tumor markers. So the tumor markers that we're looking at are Epstein-Barr virus for the nose. Okay, liver. Okay, AFP, CEA for colon, and then CA 19.9 for pancreas. Okay, don't worry about all these numbers and words.
Okay.
CA 15.3 for breast. Okay,
Yes.
so we'll be doing all that, and then we'll be doing things like your kidney function, your liver function,
Yes.
right, and so on and so forth. Bone and joint health as well, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So quite a number of tests, about 72 biomarkers, roughly about 4 or 5 vials of blood. Okay.
That's a lot.
We'll be asking you to give a sample of your urine, okay, and if you want to add on the stool sample.
Those that you mentioned are actually not really offered in other places.
Yeah, or if they're offered, then it's part of a very, very expensive package, right?
Yeah.
So for me, my aim here is to make it affordable for people to access. I thought, how can I bring this science of longevity to the masses? So this clinic is an experiment in that. It's still an experiment. Okay, we're less than a year old, although I've been practicing for a few years. But it's still an experiment in how to bring longevity to the public, right? Yeah. What I usually do is learn about the person, okay? Right, learn about the person. So you're
turning 47 next
and
month.
you don't look it, okay, which is
Thank you.
great, okay? I'm way older than you.
I feel it. I feel it already. My emotional and psychological age is 17. Yeah. Body age, I don't know. I feel I'm getting old. I'm not as fit and energetic as before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I don't know. I hope I will be able to keep young and at least stay my age.
Yeah.
In terms of health for as long as possible.
Yeah.
But what I appreciate is that you look at a person on a longer term basis. So basically, for example, every year I go to a standard medical checkup place, and then you go through all the doors, go get scanned, everything, and then they say bye. Then one month later, they will give you a report, and then a doctor will sit down with you. Hey, these are the red that you have to be careful about, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah. With the biomarkers and everything else, okay, what we'll do is we'll analyze it. We'll create a report, then the next steps to do, and some suggestions as to what the other tests that can be done. Okay,
Yes.
so it's basically test, analyze, take action. Okay, yeah, then test, analyze, and take action and think. So what we'll do, okay, after this, all right, okay, apart from the CGM data, is I need your food diary for about 1 week.
Oh, okay. Food diary. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
And I also need, okay, you're wearing a tracker, so I need that data.
Yes.
Okay,
can.
later on so with that we can then analyze, okay, this is your physical activity, this is what you eat, this is your continuous glucose monitor and things like that. Then we put that, into an action plan, right, based on that data. So that's how it's done. Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
So
a bit of homework for you to do after this.
Yes, no problem. This week I've been really good. I signed up to a gym, I've been doing walks, I've been fasting, I've been monitoring my glucose. So it's not my normal. It's just that this week, I don't know why I'm so motivated. Maybe because I'm coming to see you.
So signing up to the gym is good. I would recommend it to anyone, but I would say that incorporate your exercise, incorporate activity into your daily life. That's I think is more important as well. Yeah. So I'm 53, right? I'm 53.
You know, 53.
Well, I feel it, okay? Even though I consult my patients on longevity and things like that, I myself am going through it, right? I do take supplements, okay? So I take NMN in the morning.
I also take NMN.
Okay. Yeah. So I take spermidine as well. Okay. I take basically fish oil, multivitamins. Okay. That's also a practice that I've done for many, many years. And there's a recent study that shows that multivitamins actually don't add on to longevity. Okay. And there are many, and the thing about multivitamins is that it's not specific, right? So if you have high vitamin A and then low vitamin D, then you can't choose because, everything's packed into one. So still trying to look for companies or partners that can give this very personalized, vitamin supplements, right? Okay. So that's one. Okay. I also take probiotics as well. Okay. Now, I take metformin, not because I'm diabetic, okay, but because there are studies that show that it's protective against, metabolic disease, right? It increases lifespan, although some studies say no, some studies say yes, okay? Okay, so I take about 500 milligrams a day, right? Okay. I do have patients who take about 30 different supplements a day.
Yes, that's the question. So my friends have been asking me, hey, Miriam, do you think you're taking too many supplements and it can affect your liver health or, I don't know, like your gut health? Because, you might not know the sources of the ingredients.
Yeah. So what do you think? If you can share.
I choose my trusted brands to work with.
Yeah.
Then I tried myself. I feel good about it, and then I can see improvements.
Okay.
And also, I do regular checks.
Yeah.
So I'm fine.
So I think that's key, right? So you there's nothing wrong with taking supplements. It's just the fact that a lot of my patients, they take supplements, but they don't test themselves, right? And then I've got one classic example, and I can't name the person's name obviously, but takes a lot of supplements, okay, and then does the blood test and then says, how come my, this homocysteine is still high, right? How come this cholesterol is like this, right? So because it's not optimal, what you should do is actually do the baseline, okay? Then think about what supplements you need to take, okay? I still believe that the first step is actually lifestyle modification. After that, some supplementation, okay? And lifestyle is not just about diet or exercise, okay? It's also about meditation, which I also do 30 minutes a day, every day. And it's about sleep as well, although that's something that I need to work on. You don't need to spend $2 million a year for longevity, okay? And but you can take simple steps, but the main thing is to look at what your baseline is.
Yes.
We all know that we start to age from around our 20s.
Yes.
Okay. So when people ask me when is the best time to start this longevity journey, I would say anytime after you're 20 years old.
Wow.
Okay. Now, the things that such as DEXA scan, looking at the state of your bone, looking at the state of your how much fat you have, okay, status of your muscles in your body. So that's a scan. Carotid intima media thickness ultrasound to look at how thick your carotid arteries, one of the layers of the carotid arteries, and that also has an increased risk in terms of if it's thicker.
Stroke, right?
Yeah, well, not just stroke, but in cardiovascular disease overall. Yes. Okay, for the heart itself, CT calcium score. All right. Yeah, but those things we don't need to do now. We do the biomarkers.
Right. So when you see patients with risks related to cardiovascular
then I would
disease,
advise them to either do the CIMT, do an exercise ECG together with a VO2 max. If they have lower calcium or lower vitamin D, then we go for a DEXA scan or an in-body scan. Those are the things, right? So we take it a step at a time and look at it, then analyze, then take the next step and things like that. If you want to do your biological age, I have those here. If you want to look at your telomere length, I have those here. If you want to look at your neurotransmitters, your neurotransmitters from your brain, I can test that here as well. Growing old is an experience which we are experiencing.
Not everybody has the chance to grow old, so we should be grateful and then make good use of it.
Precisely. And the thing is, a lot of people also don't understand that if you are going to be more healthier, of course you spend less on your medical costs, but if you're going to have increased number of years, you need to be financially well as well, right? In order to live longer. So, but of course, that's beyond the scope of this.
Yes. this I myself think that lifestyle, diet, rest, and exercise, everything all come together to create a better health, especially for people our age. So we want to be not only looking young and beautiful, but also stay healthy for the sake of our loved ones and, of course, ourselves. Yeah.
So after a very nice and relaxing chat, my blood was finally drawn. I hope my face didn't fool you. It wasn't really that painful. Remember to check out part 2 of this video, in which I will share the results of this longevity test and tell you how I am dealing with it. I was super surprised by the very high inflammation markers to begin with, and I'll be telling you all about it in my next video.
Dr. Pangeran Haji Hishamuddin bin Pangeran Datuk Paduka Haji Badaruddin. That's my full name. Really? In Brunei.
Okay, I recorded this.
Yeah, that's my actual full name. I think my parents were trying to torture me.
Call it vials. How many bottles of blood do I have to be taken?
4 or 5.
Oh man, will I faint?
Let's see your veins. No worries lah.
Okay, last time I also taken from this one.
I actually had a TV show, live TV show.
You did?
For 2 years plus on a medical topic.
I wonder you're such a natural on camera.